On November the 22nd, 2004, presidential election results were announced in Ukraine. They were greeted with accusations of vote rigging on a massive scale. The defeated opposition leader, Viktor Yushchenko, called for a national strike, and a people's army occupied Kiev's main square. It was dubbed the Orange Revolution, but it was the turning point in a bruising election marathon. Two months earlier, in September 2004, Ukraine was gearing up for a political battle. Millions were disillusioned with the corruption that had passed for politics since independence. They wanted Ukraine to show a new face, the handsome face of Viktor Yushchenko. Yushchenko was 50 years old, a former banker. He was leading a coalition of groups that sought to weaken ties with Russia and build a future in Europe. His opponent was pro-Russian Viktor Yanukovych, whose support was concentrated in the mining and industrial areas of the east. Tension between the two groups reached dangerous levels. As Yushchenko worked the crowds, his bodyguards were always on the lookout for would-be assassins. Even the food he ate was tasted first by security staff. But on the 5th of September 2004, Yushchenko's security system apparently broke down. That day, it is claimed, conspirators tried to poison him in a plot worthy of a Cold War thriller. Around 10 o'clock that evening, Yushchenko went for secret talks with the top men in the SBU, the successor to the Ukrainian KGB. He wanted them to guarantee his safety during the election. He was accompanied by just one colleague. Astonishingly, his security staff had been dismissed for the night. Ukrainians now call that meeting the Last Supper, where their leader was allegedly betrayed. Yushchenko had returned home and developed severe abdominal pains. When his condition worsened, he was flown to a clinic in Vienna. He was suffering from internal bleeding and ulcers. At first, doctors could not find the cause of his illness. Then the appearance of boils and pustules on Yushchenko's face gave them a significant lead. It was chloracne, classic sign of poisoning by dioxin, the most toxic substance known to man. He was lucky to be alive. The poison severely disfigured his once handsome features and stopped him campaigning for several crucial weeks before the election. Yushchenko won, but by such a small margin a second ballot was called. It was that second vote that he lost. Tales of ballot rigging by the opposition led to the flood of rage and indignation. That popular fury became known as the Orange Revolution. A new election was called, and this time there could be no doubt victory for Yushchenko and the reformers. Another movement for democracy in Eastern Europe had been born.